Hello again. Getting carried away. Two in one afternoon. If I can ever upload them. Wi-Fi's so crap here. I'm trying to upload these on a Wednesday afternoon, so they'll probably come up on about Friday. Anyway, something I was having a bit of fun with, and I was looking at, I'm making my notes on napkins because I've got no paper. I was looking at the American amendments. You know, you hear about the First and the Second Amendment and stuff. And I just wanted to look into it, just really briefly, looked at the first 10. And reason I'm thinking we could really use something similar, right? So I'm paraphrasing what have you, I'm going to skip through them. But the First Amendment is freedom of speech, which includes freedom of assembly, press and religion. The Second Amendment is about the guns. This is the bearing of the arms. And that really was to do with being able to form militia to protect against the bad government, i.e. the British government. And those arms would have been muskets, not, semi-automatic assault rifles. The third one is about soldiers not having the right to just live in anyone's house that they say they want to live in. So I'm assuming there are a lot of British soldiers demanding to live in people's houses without landlord's approval. The fourth one is about search warrants. So the government not having the right just to go in your house and turn it upside down without good reason, which means they need to get permission from a judge by way of a warrant. The fifth one, taking a fifth. This is basically your right to stay silent, which is so you don't self-incriminate yourself. The sixth one is about trial by jury, and the seventh one is about trial by jury for civil cases. The Eighth Amendment is to do with prohibiting excessive fines and cruel or unusual punishments. Death penalty seems quite cruel. 9. Right not enumerated in the Constitution. I'm a bit confused by that one. But I think it's things that aren't listed in the amendment still doesn't mean that things are in the full Constitution aren't valid, I think. Someone's going to put me right on that one, I'm sure. And the 10th one is effectively, I think, which says, is to do with the states still having the rights to make their own laws over the federal rights. Something along those lines. So I was thinking, why can't we have a constitution? I remember seeing Anne-Marie Waters talk about this recently. She was very much in favour of it. And then I have seen somebody else that knows the government legal system and how the government's formed extremely well. And there's something built into our system that says one government cannot force law on a next government, or laws that a next government cannot change. And that may well stop the Constitution. But I don't know. I hope that's wrong. And I hope there is a way to do this, because there are some very, very key rights that I think we should have. And I want to just go into some of mine, and some of them are, just a bit silly as well. But the first one is the free speech thing. Now, we did have this until Tony the traitor Blair tried to bring in all sorts of different ones, saying you couldn't criticise religion, what have you, but basically got it in through the back door with the offence law. No, that needs to go. We need to have in the Constitution, you have the right to say whatever you want, as long as you are not inciting violence, calling fire in a crowded place, that sort of stuff. Okay, you can have a few caveats on there, but we need to have full freedom of speech for everybody. The second one I would have would be you have the right to use any force necessary to defend your property. So we've seen recently the case, actually, I'm glad, I can't remember his name, the guy has not been charged with killing that scrote that broke into his house with a screwdriver and was going to kill him anyway. And if you look at the stats in Switzerland, they have a system there where you're allowed to use lethal force to defend your house. Every male, I believe, has to do national service. And when their national service finishes, they keep the gun and they keep the bullets. And it's only a couple of bullets, apparently. They're not allowed to use them because they are allowed to use them in defence of their home. But they have to have a very, very good reason for using them, because every few years they have to go and present them and show, I've still got my gun and I've still got my bullets. They're not allowed to sell them. If they lose them, what have you, they're in big, big trouble. Burglary is almost at zero in Switzerland, because every burglar knows that the person in there does have a gun and he's allowed to use it. Funny that. Third one, I like the tribal jury, obviously, let's keep that. And the fourth one about the fair and right punishments and no to excessive fines, agree with that one. Fifth one, this one is a bit close to my heart. This is to do with if there's a divorce. I believe that yes, fathers should have to pay maintenance to their ex-wives, but when a house is sold and any equity is split up, it should be 50-50. Ground in law is absolute bollocks. I speak from this as a very sore point of view because I've only got 30% equity in my house because my ex-wife has a vagina, and a judge said because she has a vagina, she gets 70%. Not happy about that at all. So I'm still seething about that. Okay, calm down. Right, the right to call bollocks when you hear political correctness without being attacked for it. And the rights to absolute equity of law. So recently I wrote to my MP complaining about Count Dankula's case, that, you know, where's his freedom of speech? And the reply I got was utter crap. Very, very wordy, and it was effectively just quoting this new law, you know, about the offence law. Okay. I then made a complaint about Naz Shah's shared tweet where she said that victims of grooming gangs should shut their mouths for sake of diversity. And if you want to, compare those two things, making fun of Nazis or telling rape victims to shut their mouths, I know which one I think is more offensive. The response I got from my local constabulary is that Naz Shah has freedom of speech. No matter how offended I am, doesn't matter. Okay, so that's where that comes from. Absolute equality. If it's a rule for one, it's a rule for everyone. No matter what colour, no matter what sex, no matter disabilities, no matter what sexuality, anything. Absolute equality across the board. And then, this is probably the most important one in my constitution, the remote for the man of the house to have the control of the remote control. I am very serious about this. It's far too often now my kids just have it and it's gone and they're in control and we're watching some crap on Netflix when I want to watch the sport. It's not right. And my final one, there's two more. Every man has the right to have cold beer in his fridge when he comes home from work. And finally, every man has the right to have just as much roast potatoes and gravy as he wants on a Sunday. Anyway, very serious there, those last few ones. Anyone wants to chip in on the serious stuff, but also, get a bit creative. If anyone fancies sharing me their other ones. And ladies out there, don't feel I'm not open to yours. If you want your husbands to make sure they don't walk past the pile of ironing without doing it or taking it upstairs and stuff like that, then get involved. Anyway, that's the last one for now. Probably my last one from Crete. So I'll see you again next week when I'm back home. Unless I want to do another one. Anyway, thumbs up and subscribe. Cheers.